All right, guys. So this is podcast number 1.
It's not an ideal situation. We've been wanting to do this for a while, probably like 2 weeks. We said last week we were going to post on Thursday, and we didn't.
Well, I think the main reason is because we want it to be perfect.
Right.
We need somebody to watch the kids.
As I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to wait for the perfect
conditions.
Perfect conditions.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, life's always going to stick us with unfortunate.
I mean, you're always going to have an obstacle that comes with everything.
I think that's the joy. I think the joy is having the obstacle and being able to talk about it, being able to remember that certain obstacle. Remember when we did this, and at the time it was tough, but we got through it.
Yep.
Because I know we have a lot of those conversations, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true.
This feels good. It feels good just talking to you. It doesn't feel like we're doing really a podcast. I think it's natural for us to be talking a lot. Yeah,
it's super normal that we have, the cameras.
And it's something we wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of super cool. Super jolly and joy.
I know. Yeah.
But let's get to introductions.
So I'm Evelyn. Me and Andres been together for almost 9 years.
Wow. Sounds like a lot.
I know.
Wow. Okay. What else, Mama?
I'm a stay-at-home mom. We've got 3 boys. We homeschool. Yeah.
What else? You're way more intriguing than that.
Yeah, I know I'm more intriguing, but I don't want to.
You don't want to.
I want to get into the other stuff as well.
Okay. So my name's Andres. I'm a general contractor here in California. Also consider myself a businessman. I do a lot of other things, investments, certain things. Currently, we're building a personal home for ourselves up in the mountains in El Dorado Hills. I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. I'm a 1-stripe white belt, which is the most important belt you can get, the white belt, because you have to get in there. You have to walk in those doors and get beat.
Yep.
Ego.
You start somewhere.
Yeah, your ego kind of flies out, which is kind of crazy because the first class I did, Evelyn, my wife, was watching me the whole time outside, which didn't make it better. I was like, oh man, she's watching me get choked.
I think it was the second class.
No, that was the first class. You guys took me, you and my sister.
That was the first class?
That was the first class I did. That's pretty crazy. And
I could have sworn.
The warm-ups was to do a front flip into a roll. Oh my goodness. I wish I could have had a video of that.
And you were getting your booty kicked?
Oh my goodness. Now, I've been doing it so I started in January. Oh, another thing. You guys are probably going to hear background noises. Our kids might come in here rambunctious. Like we said, we're not waiting for the perfect environment. We're not waiting for the perfect anything. So we're going to be doing this on the fly. Especially our first one. We just wanted to get out the way. Because we've been thinking about this. We've been wanting to do this. And it just kind of hasn't happened.
Yeah, if we have to do it in the car, we're doing it in the car.
Yeah.
We just want to
We should probably put our phones on silent. I should probably put my phone on silent.
And another thing about us is that Andres cusses a lot.
Nah, I'm probably not going to cuss on here.
And I don't cuss at all.
Yeah.
I guess I could slip sometimes, but sometimes it comes out naturally. I don't know, maybe when I'm feeling strong emotions.
Yeah, even my son.
Yeah.
Our son.
Yeah,
our son.
yeah.
That's cool.
That's
Usually
true.
I talk to somebody else about our son, so I say our son, but...
I mean, he's our son.
My son. I usually say my son.
Oh, you say my son.
But he's both of our sons.
Well, that's something that I think it took me a while to get used to, coming around, more Mexicans, that speak Spanish, because I never grew up with Mexicans who spoke Spanish.
That's a good point.
I'm Mexican, but not
I think
authentic, I guess. Very Americanized Mexicans is who I was around, but a lot of Mexicans who speak Spanish say mine,
Yeah.
It's very possessive.
True. Yeah.
So something. Yeah. I mean, I think you're probably used to that.
Right.
That's why you say my son.
Okay. Well, our son, he's tried to slip a few here and there, and we redirect him. But we understand that he'll grow up one day, so we don't want to shun him. Our boys are homeschooled, so that's something. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he'd probably cuss more if he went to regular school.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He'd
You're right.
be way more influenced.
Away from us.
Yeah, and like being able to sneak it,
Mm-hmm.
So
Our son's very genuine, and it's not just because he's our son. We're kind of boasting about him, but he's very simple.
I mean, you can ask people who are around him who know Fabian and enjoy Fabian's presence.
Right.
He's
wholesome.
He's very wholesome.
He's not
and he's
sneaky and stuff, which is great. It's great. And they have us to thank for.
Yeah, and we try to, be wholesome with them. Yeah. I mean, I think being a parent, especially being a young parent, we became parents at such a young age that we were still figuring ourselves out. There are problems.
Yeah.
We got ourselves in this.
Yeah, and we're probably, I would like to do a episode for the young parents because I feel like we have a lot of knowledge, especially like we had each other.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing the transition now, kind of seeing, even because our son's 7, our oldest. So 7 years ago, well, let's say 5, because when he's around 2 is when he's throwing the tantrums and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was a crazy experience, From when he was born to 2, that's when we're just used to the way we were taught.
Yeah, and we thought that was the best way.
The only way and best way. Yeah, we thought that.
We're like, oh yeah,
and then you started doing research, and you were kind of like, well, and I was super like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna.
Yeah, you're like, how is that supposed to work?
This is how I was raised.
Yeah, how is that gonna work? Like he's gonna think he can stomp all over us.
Yeah.
Like. And
now seeing him grown up, and then even the way we're teaching our other kids, it's kind of like, wow,
because
Mateo, can see that it's positive.
Our second son doesn't throw tantrums like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he cries and we let him have his feelings.
Right.
But it doesn't go on as long as it did with Fabian. Like when he 100%. Threw those tantrums, they're so much shorter and more manageable.
I wouldn't call them tantrums. I would just call them little kid feelings.
Yeah,
he's being a little kid.
Yeah, it's not tantrums. It's just him.
It's like
getting upset.
Grown-ups cuss, kids cry. Same thing.
Yeah.
Dang, I've had to stop myself a few times from saying a few bad words. So I guess this is good too.
Yeah.
It's good practice. Which I'm not scared of saying bad words. It's just obviously I don't know how YouTube, and I want this to be kid friendly as well.
Yeah, you want. I mean,
kids probably won't be watching.
We want this podcast to be kid friendly.
So what would be the goal of this podcast? We know the goal. Let's kind of explain what the goal is that we're meaning to put out for this podcast.
I mean, the goal would probably be to inspire people that maybe have similar goals or thoughts as us when it comes to,
Well, more than anything, I think we're trying to share our journey, our lessons that we've learned.
And maybe people could take things from whatever we say and relate to it and 100%. Use it, in their lives with their kids.
I agree.
Because...
So I guess the goal of the podcast is on the fly,
Yeah.
Shoot, we might just have to name this podcast On the Fly.
On the Fly. Not a right idea because with this video, we didn't want to overthink it, so we just
did it.
We were just doing it.
Because initially we were like, oh well, we're just gonna do an introduction. Now we've kind of got into the way we parent, certain things like that. So that's pretty cool.
I mean, we haven't even got into like us building our house and like so much we've learned with that, and you becoming a general contractor,
and all the freaking
our like timeline. Like we could do a whole video on just like our timeline and like
we can do a whole 5 videos,
a whole series.
Yeah, honestly.
And I think that our timeline and what we've learned on this timeline, could be helpful for others.
Very
because,
useful. I think that's what it is. In life in general, you learn from people you pass by, you talk to, your grandparents, your parents, your brothers, your sisters, older people that have gone through certain things. I wouldn't say older people. Because even though people are older doesn't mean they've gone through a lot of things. I've met numerous of people who are they're in their 40s, 50s, and they've just stayed stagnant their whole life and haven't done much. And us, 25, 3 kids, building a house, I've gotten my real estate license, my contractor's license. You know, I've been able to do certain things, which we're super ambitious. More than anything, I'm super ambitious. And I think it rubbed off on you now too. You're kind of like, okay, well, we can do things, you know?
Yeah, and I've always been that person, but I feel like getting together, like, it definitely, like, just made me stick to that,
Good.
you know? Like, sticking to doing things, not just listening to other people and taking their word for it. Like, actually experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it came to, like, getting the hamster recently, she tried to talk us out of getting a hamster.
Who's she?
The
lady at Petco.
Yeah,
Pet
the
Smart.
worker.
Yeah.
She tried to talk us out of getting a hamster and said, "Oh, you know, it's not as kid friendly." And I was like, you know, I did my research. I know that we want a hamster.
I'm not into the whole hamsters. To me, they're kind of like they're rodents, rats, which they are. I mean, right?
The only reason that
looks just like one too.
Yeah, it looks like a rat, but it's really nice.
It just doesn't have a tail. That's kind of the biggest thing. It's a hamster.
We just say it's not a rat, so your mom doesn't get scared.
It's pretty cool because it's also shown our son that you can teach certain things. You know, kind of like our dog too. Our dog, we love our dog. She's like a daughter now.
Yeah.
But a hamster, something that's small, that's kind of like you don't think that it can really understand you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do certain things every single day or every other day, it learns.
Yeah, it like remembers you.
Right.
It remembers when you're gonna feed it. It remembers like it knows that if it goes to you,
right.
It'll go out of its cage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's gonna play.
That's one thing we're very keen on in our parenting is commitment. Staying on track with commitment. You know, if you have a dog, feed it every day. You know, pick up the stuff, the feces, things like that, right? Same thing with the hamster. We told them like, hey, they only live, 2 to 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
But it's still a commitment. 2 years, you have to feed it. You have to touch it, grab it, make sure it gets used to you, whatever. Wash your hands after you use it. So it's a regimen that we're also building. We don't just like, have a hamster, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
We're definitely not like that.
Yeah, and you know, Fabian has his roles with helping with the dogs as well.
Right.
Like he'll help us to give the dogs a bath. He'll feed them every day. He gives them water every day. You know, he plays with her at the park. So we're definitely teaching him that responsibility, not just for himself, but also for having animals or anything needs maintenance. Anything.
Everything.
Even your electronics need maintenance.
Cars.
Like you need to clean. Yeah, you need to clean your phone. Like clean it off. Your hands are dirty.
Right.
I love being able to teach them.
Yeah, and I think we've done a great job of teaching them. Like, hey, you don't just do something and forget about it. Well, he's been doing jiu-jitsu for 8 months now. Mm-hmm. Because I've been doing it for a few. I've been doing it maybe for like 4 months.
Yeah, 4 months.
4 or 5 months. And so he's been in it for 6
to 8.
6 to 8, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And he just actually got promoted for his gray and white belt today.
Yeah. We
just came back from that, and on the way back, it was an hour drive, and we're kind of talking about it. 3 little visitors.
Okay, so back where we were, they've been doing jiu-jitsu for a few months now, and I mean, it's been great for him. He's improving in his jiu-jitsu. He's making friends, you know.
Quality friends.
People who are also committed to jiu-jitsu. He's meeting a lot of new people that come, but he's making a lot of good connections there, which I love.
Yeah. And we get to meet the parents. Like, while they're doing jiu-jitsu, we're standing outside the class talking, BSing. You know, just sometimes we watch them really closely. But for the most part, our coach there is really good with the kids, and his brother as well. They're both trainers, and I train with them as well personally, which is something that I really like because I like to know who my kids are around. You know?
And that's something like, I don't know if a lot of parents stress that, but
it should be stressed.
Yeah, it should be stressed where you
never really know somebody.
Yeah, you never really know somebody, but you can kind of get a general idea. Yeah. Like talking to them, you know, getting into conversation with them, you can kind of tell how a person is, how they like to raise their kids.
That's a pretty cool power you develop as a parent.
Yeah.
You kind of get to, man, I've been drawing blanks lately, especially, this is our first one, so of course.
Yeah. You have to it's just like we're talking to each other.
Yeah.
But you know, you can tell how a person is, and I mean, that's if you like how that parent is, then more than likely you'll like how their kid is. But then it's still a sticky situation because what if that parent's not with their kid a lot of the time, because we're with our kids a lot.
Yeah, 24/7. Wow.
You know,
for the most part, especially being homeschooled.
Yeah, since they're homeschooled, they're with us, with me at least 24/7, unless we go out, to have some one-on-one time, which is not very often. We should do that more often, but
I think she's hinting me.
Yeah, hint, hint. But yeah, we're with our kids all the time, and we want our kids to be influenced by the right people, and that includes kids,
right?
Because other kids could still influence our kids badly.
Yeah. And our kids are not saints.
No.
Especially our middle.
And we don't want them. I mean, you don't have to stay. We don't want our kids to be, saints.
Yeah.
We want them to have their own personalities and
make good decisions.
Yeah.
That's ideally. Be good men.
Yeah. Like, be a good citizen,
Citizen?
You want to agree with that?
A citizen?
But it's just a citizen of society.
Oh, okay. A person. Be a good person.
Be a good person.
There you go. I don't want to get into politics on this podcast.
Okay, we're not getting into politics.
We're not huge politics people.
Yeah.
We kind of just play by ear. If you're a good person, cool person, we don't care what you represent.
Yeah.
As long as you're cool.
Yeah, I don't really want to get into religion or spirituality or anything.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's hopefully not ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's more of just a personal decision,
Yeah, for everybody.
Yeah, and I respect that.
Yeah,
I think just having respect for people's decisions.
Because even your thought process is different than mine.
Yeah.
And we respect each other.
Mm-hmm.
But we talk about it, obviously, because we're...
Yeah, we talk about it amongst each other, and we understand how we both are.
Right.
So we understand what we mean.
But I feel like you can't have that with everybody. That's just not...
Yeah, you can't make everyone happy.
That guy, we voted for this person or whatever. That's fucking nonsense.
Yeah, and everyone's going to have their own views. I mean, everybody has different ways that their brain works.
Right.
That they're better at learning certain ways.
100%.
So you're not always going to see eye to eye with people, and that's something that I want to teach our kids as well. Like Fabian. So some people say Fabian, some people say Fabian, and some people pronounce your name wrong. And I don't want that to be something that,
and of course the neighbor had to do their yard today. At this very second. So that's all the noise you guys are hearing. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
That's a lot of noise.
Yeah, so, I don't want our kids to be so wrapped up about certain things like that it has to be perfect, like his name needs to be pronounced Fabian. Like, I want to teach him, Fabian, not everyone's raised the same way you were. Everyone's has different, what is that called? Accents that they grew up with. So they're going to pronounce your name different. I want my kids to be respectful of other people and what they've been taught, what they've learned, and how they live life, I guess.
Right.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I run a company in construction, and I get to meet a lot of people from different walks of life, and they all pronounce my name differently. At first, I was like, oh, no, this is how you pronounce it. After a while, it's kind of just people are going to pronounce it differently. They say, oh, how do you like to go by? Hey, you call me whatever you can. Just don't call me a bad word.
Yeah, just be respectful of me.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And I think some people are like, no, you have to pronounce my name right.
Yeah.
That's maybe more prideful, ego thing.
Yeah, which is what I don't want to...
It's good to be prideful
in certain ways.
Ego.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the word. I don't think it's bad.
Well, they say... I think it's more... It goes under that category, everything's good in moderation.
Yeah, very true.
I mean, I'm pretty sure our ego protects us some way. Our pride protects us in certain ways. I mean, we're not living like cave people or anything.
Right.
So, we don't need to protect ourselves from, predators and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that, off topic too much?
I think I'd be a pretty good caveman.
You think so?
I'd be a provider, as I am in this life now that we were given.
I know, but it's just crazy to think that people had to like be away from their families all day to go hunting, and then you didn't know like if your family was okay.
Well, I think they probably had a better regimen.
Oh, and they probably used like smoke signals and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's true.
Yeah, but then how do you define that person's smoke signal? What if everybody did? Well, I guess there was ways to.
There was probably so in tune with like that like placement of things.
Man, it sucks that all this background noise is going on.
I know.
That's super loud. Oh, of course, he stopped.
Okay.
But there's these smoke signals where you like cover it, let one puff of smoke cover it, 2 puffs of smoke. Maybe they started figuring. And
probably at night they probably used
calls.
Calls. Well, calls was probably
too far to use calls.
Mm-hmm.
Animals.
Animals? You think they tamed animals? Do you think this is too off topic?
No, not at all. Well, I mean, there. All right, we'll stop talking about cowboys or not cowboys, but cavemen.
Yeah.
For the most part, I mean, our podcast is going to be all over the place.
Yeah, I think at first, especially because we're still figuring out, our topics and everything.
Yeah.
Like, what do we want to really talk about?
Right.
So we're just getting a feel for it right now, and it's something we've never done before. Yeah. Always talked about.
Right.
But now we're actually doing it, and we didn't even plan to do it together until recently.
Yeah, I always wanted to do it, not by myself, but I just always wanted to do it.
Yeah, you've always wanted to do it, and I know. Yeah, I didn't have interest in it. That's true.
And then one day I invited you to be my co-host, and here you are.
Mm-hmm. Really, you just wanted me to take half the workload?
There you go.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but what else?
I don't know. This seems fun. I like it. I like doing this. Seems like we can do this for a while.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to more episodes. I think we'll cut this one here.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially because we're all over the place.
Yeah.
We do have to stay a little bit more on topic of a certain thing. We went from house to jiu-jitsu to cavemen.
Yeah.
So it's I mean, with all the noise too. So that's the thing. Our setup will be getting better. We're going to be working on, hopefully soundproofing. We'll be sometimes recording at the property. In our trailer that we have up there, while we're building.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we'll be recording even in the car. We might just set up a nice, cool little view in the car. I think that'd be super cool.
Yeah.
The kids are super loud in the car, though. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I think we would have to figure out, like, if we can find any noise-canceling microphones, because I've seen them.
I can noise cancel the kids. Just take them with grandparents.
Yeah, that's... I mean, it's hard because they have such a busy schedule.
Yeah, no, I know.
And the kids are a lot. Our kids are a lot.
Man, this guy couldn't have chosen a better day.
And that's something okay. I don't want to get into it this time.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say it's something that, like, we talk about when we think about us homeschooling our kids and, like, versus taking them to public school. Like, if we could barely deal with our kids, like, how could you expect somebody who doesn't have love for our kids to deal with them the right way, or like in a loving way.
We love these guys, but they get on our nerves, and it's normal. It's normal.
Mm-hmm.
It's just.
I mean, I just feel like it's the best thing to do, like raising your own kids and teaching your own kids.
Right.
I mean, if you're capable of doing it, why not do it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm able to. I'm able to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yep.
I'm able to teach them and love them. And get mad at them.
Cherish them. Enjoy the moments.
Yeah. Get mad and get happy.
We get mad at them, but
it's just so bittersweet having kids.
Like, I always get mad at them and smirk. I'm like, this guy. You know?
Like, you can't stay mad at them.
Yeah. Like, dang, this is
You just get overwhelmed for a minute, and then you're like...
boys running around, it's nuts.
You just take a breather, and you're like, man, I wouldn't want anything else.
And our ages are 7, 2, and almost 9 months.
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy. That's a good combo.
No, he's almost 10 months.
Is he almost 10 months?
Yeah,
oh my goodness, every month goes by so quick.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So he's almost a year old.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much have a year older.
Yeah.
A year older. That's
almost, and he eats everything.
Yeah,
he eats everything already.
He's trying to walk. He's like balancing, but he won't walk yet.
I mean, he's almost there. He took a step yesterday.
Yeah.
One time that I saw.
He crawls fast.
He always is trying to stand up.
We had to buy him a helmet.
Oh, yeah. It's a must.
I was always against it. I'm like, my kid doesn't need a helmet. But now
that looks dumb.
he'll like fall and he'll be like, "All right, I'm back for another one."
Yeah.
You know? So it's great.
Our 2-year-old though is rough with him, so
Extremely rough.
I think he's gonna be a rough guy.
He's definitely the one.
Mm-hmm.
Our first is so nice, so chill.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that could be relatable. A lot of people say that their first was like
everybody we've met. They're like, oh, our kid's rambunctious, this and that, and I'm like, is he your middle? They're like, yeah. How'd you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, just
I mean, that's
experience.
It's a would you say a stereotype?
And my sister's
middles?
the middle. And
yeah.
She's the wilder one. She's like a little bit more on the crazy side.
And then the youngest ones are like the babies, the spoiled ones.
Me, I was the experiment. I guess the first ones are the experiment.
The first ones are the experiment.
I mean, even with us, our first one's the experiment.
Yeah.
Not experiment, but he would probably like if we called
we
him
were
Matt,
just trying out different. Yeah. He's trying out different parenting techniques.
Right.
You know?
I think we're getting it. Down.
Yeah.
But no more talking.
Yeah.
We need to conclude with our podcast session. Good job, girl. Our first podcast. Oh, you thought it died. It was noise canceling.
Yeah.
Hopefully a lot of this noise is gone. But yeah, guys, this our plan is to post every Thursday.
Yes.
And obviously, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys have any questions or any concerns, take it up with management.
And we would love to do a Q&A. We'll keep saying that in the next few videos.
Yeah.
So maybe hopefully we can get some of you guys to ask us some questions. We can answer some questions. Maybe we can include some inspirational stuff.
Yeah. And I do apologize. I'm gonna work on the background noise. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be the goal because I really didn't enjoy the background.
Yeah,
things like
I'm
that
not
kind of
happy
take
about
me
that.
off. But it is what it is.
I mean, you can't just go out there and be mad.
Can't control the outside noise.
Everybody's got their lives. They need their yard cut,
That's true. They don't care about our podcast.
Yeah.
And to the ones that do, thank you.
And our kids are usually crying anyway, so
that's true.
They probably hear that anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't like hearing it, but I have to.
Yep. Okay,
Alrighty,
well,
guys.
thank you guys so much, and see you on the next one.
Peace.
Is that the kids? That's the kids.
Well, that's a goddamn weed eating. Yeah. He probably smells.
I mean, whoever you're... Oh my goodness, there's a lot of that.